Alright guys, so what we're going to be doing right now is we're going to be going through how to do a phase diagram, specifically a triple point diagram. And it's called a triple point diagram because this point right here is going to be labeled as your triple point. So this is a temperature versus pressure graph. And this graph tells us where states of matter exist. So at what temperature and pressure would a substance exist as either a solid, a liquid, or a gas. So this area on the graph represents the state of matter of solid. So at these pressures and temperatures, the substance is a solid. At these pressures and temperatures over here, the substance is a liquid. And at these temperatures and pressures down here, the substance would be a gas. You can get a temperature pressure triple point diagram for any substance. Generally, if you look one up, you're going to find one for water. That's really what this one shows you, specifically water. But you can get a triple point diagram for any substance, CO2, NH2, any of that mess. So also on here, I'm going to show you where your phase changes are. So if you go, let's say we're at whatever this temperature and pressure is, and if we decrease that pressure. So if you start at a temperature and pressure here, but then you make the pressure go lower, then we're going to allow the particles to expand and we're going to turn it into a gas. So if you go from here to here, all you're doing is you are adjusting the pressure, and that is going to allow you to go from a solid to a gas, which is your sublimation. So going from here to here is sublimation. Here to here is your deposition. If you were crossing this line here, you would be crossing over from a solid into a liquid. So that would be your melting. And to go from solid to liquid, if you're just going horizontally, really all you did was change temperature. So if we heat something up, we're going to melt it. If we cool it down, it's going to freeze. Over here, we have going from a liquid to a gas. So going from a gas to a liquid, that would be your condensation if you cross this line, or if you were going the other way, that is your evaporation. So this line here that distinguishes between the solid and the liquid, this line here would be called your freezing or your melting point. And your freezing or your melting point is going to change for whatever pressure you're at. That's why we have a line there, because it's going to be slightly different for whatever your pressure is at. Over here, this line here, this is your boiling or condensation point. Boiling / condensation point. So you can change your pressure and you can figure out at what temperature the substance will boil or condense. So that's pretty much the gist of this. So I'm going to run you through a couple of different types of problems, and then the last 2 pages will be practice. So let's flip over to the back side, and let's just run through this really quickly. So what state of matter is substance A at? That is in this section here, where we said that this section was solid, this section was liquid, and this section is gases. So substance A is with the solids. State of matter for substance, or for G. At G, we are in the liquid area. When we are at F, we are right on that line. So remember that this line here is the boiling point or the condensation point line. So at F, we would either be boiling or condensing. And another term for boiling is vaporization. So at this point, we would be doing a phase change between a liquid or a gas. In order to distinguish which one it is, we would need to know which direction we were moving. Were we moving from liquid to gas or from gas to liquid? For phase changes occurring at point E, again, that is right on that line. This line represents your melting or your freezing. So again, we would need more information to know, are we going from solid to liquid or the other way around? So when it's asking what phase changes could occur, that's going to be either melting or freezing. And point B is called your triple point. So we haven't talked about that too much yet, but the triple point is when we have solids, liquids, and gases all existing in the same state at the same time. So only at that pressure and temperature will something be a solid, a liquid, and a gas.